Greeting to everyone watching this show, listening to this show. Um, it has been a while coming up on this show to present as usual. As you all know that this page is majorly meant for history. We bring you historical facts and other updates that has to do with science, both in archaeological aspect and anthropological aspect. Today we are talking about a very fantastic queen. Um, when we are talking about the history of the world, when we are talking about the ancient history, when we are talking about history that are fantastic, there's no how we will not discuss about this great queen. She was a commander, very vibrant, brave, filled with wisdom. In fact, if you have listened or watched our program where we discuss about the history of Alexandria, we made mention of this queen because she was one of the pharaoh that reigned in the ancient Egypt. So there's no how we'll be talking about the history of Egypt that we will not mention this beautiful queen. Go to Egypt today, you will see her name everywhere. Her name is Queen Cleopatra. Who was this woman? Who is she? What relationship does she had with Antony? Where is she from? So we need to be attentive because this history will take us time. So we will be taking it step by step. We have consulted some books that talk more about this woman. We've scrutinized the books. So what we are going to discuss today are facts about this Queen Cleopatra. Antony and Cleopatra and the will of the powerful Roman general, in which he expressed the desire, wherever he might die, to be buried beside the woman whom he loves to his latest hour. His wish was fulfilled, and the law of life of these two distinguished mortals, which belong to history, has more than once afforded to art and poesy a welcome subject. In regards to Cleopatra, especially, life was surrounded with an atmosphere of romance, bordering on the fabulous, even her betrayers who admire her beauty and rare gifts of intellect. Her character, on the contrary, presents one of the most difficult problems of psychology: the stability of Roman poets and authors who were unwilling, frankly, to acknowledge the light emanated to so brilliantly from the fall of the state, and the imperator saw it to her disadvantage. Everything that bore the name of Egyptian was hateful and suspicious to the Roman, and it was hard to forgive this woman, born of the bank of the Nile, for having Saint Julius Caesar at her feet and compel Mark Antony to do her bidding. Other historians, Plutarch at their head, explain the enigma more justly, and in many respects in her favor. It was a delightful task to the author to scan more closely the personality of the hapless queen, and from the wealth of existing information, sharp for himself a creature in whom he could believe. Years elapsed ere he succeeded, but now that he views the completed picture, he thinks that many persons might be disposed to object to the brightness of his colors. Yet it will not be difficult for the writer to justify every shade which he has used. If during his creative work he learned to love his hero, it was because the more distinctly he conjured before his mind the image of this wonderful woman, the more kindly he felt, and the more distinctly he perceived how fully she merited not only sympathy and admiration, but in spite of all her sins and weaknesses, the self sacrificing affection which she inspired in so many arts. It was an author of no less importance than Iris, than Horace, who called Cleopatra no humilis mulia, a woman capable of no business. But but the phrase gained its greatest importance from the fact that it adored the hymn which the poet did dedicated to Octavianus and his victories over Antony and Cleopatra. It was a bold act in such an ode to praise the victories foe, yet he did it, and his words, which are equivalent to a deed, are among these greatly misjudged Roman fairies claimed to renown. Unfortunately, it proved less potent than the opinion of Jao, who often distorted what Plutarch related, but probably followed most closely the fierce or the popular tale, which in Rome did not venture to show the Egyptian in a favorable light. The Greek Plutarch would live much nearer the period of our heroes than Dao, estimated and more justly than most of the Roman historians. His grandfather has heard many tales of both Cleopatra and Antony from his countryman Philotas, who during the brilliant days when they revealed in Alexandria had lived there as a student. Of all the writers who describe the queen, Plutarch is the most trustworthy, but even his narrative must be used with caution. We have closely followed the clear and comprehensive description given by Plutarch of the last days of our heroes. It bears the impress of truth and no deviate widely from it would be arbitrary. Unluckily, Egyptian record contain, Unluckily, Egyptian record contain nothing which could have much weight in estimating the character of Cleopatra, though we have likeness representing the queens alone, or with her son Caesarion. Very recently, in 1892, the fragment of a colossal double statue was found in Alexandria, which can scarcely be intended for any persons except Cleopatra and Antony's hand in hand. The upper part of the female figure is in a state of tolerable preservation and shows a young and attractive face. The male figure was doubtless sacrificed to Octavianus' command to destroy Antony's statue. We have indebted to Harry Dr. Wader in Alexandria for an excellent photograph of this remarkable piece of sculpture. Comparatively few other works of plastic art in which we had included include coins that could render us familiar with our heroine's appearance have been preserved, though the author must especially decide to render his creation a work of art. It is also requisite to strive for fidelity, as the heroine portrait must reveal her true character, so the life represented here must correspond in every line with the civilization of the period described. For this purpose, we place Cleopatra in the center. We place Cleopatra in the center of a larger group of people whom she influences and whom enable her personality to be displayed in the various relations of life. Should the author succeeded, should the author succeed in making a picture of the remarkable woman who was so differently judged as lifelike and vivid as it stamped itself upon his own imagination, he might remember with pleasure the hours which he devoted to this book. It's just the first page of the story of Cleopatra. We intend to start from the basis so that you understand who she is and her background. If you don't do that, you may probably not understand the full history of this woman. In this page, we have learned the relationship she had with Greek king Mark Antony and other ruler, other dynasty in Greek. She was born near the River Nile, and she have a trace of Greek ancestor and also Egyptian ancestor. She has a son that is known as Caesarion. That's the only son she had, and she had a son with Mark Antony. Some said believe that the son she had is for Julius Caesar. In this history, you will know who was the right owner, who was the right husband of this only son she has. This is just a little we will bring to you for today. Next show we will continue from where we stop. Keep on liking our program, keep on sharing, let other people benefit, let people that doesn't know who this woman was, they should know. There's need for us to know the history across the world. There's need. Don't let us limit our history to our local country. Don't let us limit our history to our locality alone. Let's also know what has happened. This history. Let us know what has happened in other nationality, other tribe, or another nation. I think this one will help us. This history we started is not a local history. It's an history that everyone needs to know about it. So from there, we will know. As I always said, history will guide you to know what has happened in the past, what is happening in the present and the future. Knowing combine these three things together will help you to relate. Will help you to will help you and help you to do things in wherever you are. It will help you to relate, how to relate with people in wherever you are, and also how to it will help you to relate with different nationality. So that is it. Thank you very much, and God bless.